Saturday qualifying in Monte Carlo. It is one of the most important sessions on the Formula One calendar. But who rose to the fore and was able to ride the street circuit all the way to the front of the grid? And who was left floundering at the swimming pool complex, looking like they'll be sinking on Sunday? I'm Ollie Wilson for GPFans, and this is everything that went down on Saturday at the Monaco Grand Prix. Remember, you can follow all of the action on GPFans.com and on social media as well at GPFans Global. But let's get to what happened in qualifying on Saturday.
Sergio Perez was fastest on track on Saturday morning in FP3, and he was quick out of the blocks in Q1 as well, although Carlos Sainz was more than a match to him, and eventually the two Ferraris were fastest on track, with Leclerc leading Sainz. Mercedes were complaining about a lack of grip in their early runs, but they were still clear of the bottom five easily. The track was maturing and improving as the session went on, and a red flag with 2.5 minutes to go came out after Yuki Tsunoda came into contact with the barriers. There was enough time though for one last run for some. Not enough though for Zhou Guanyu, who couldn't avoid the drop with Latifi and Albon in the Williams, along with Lance Stroll and Pierre Gasly, all missing out in Q1. The first runs in Q2 saw the top four separated by just half a second, Sergio Perez leading the pack with the two Ferraris between the Red Bulls before Charles Leclerc managed to go faster on his second run. On the bubble were the two Haas cars along with Yuki Tsunoda, Valtteri Bottas and Danny Ricciardo, who continued to have a very rough weekend. While the Australian dabbled with making Q3 for just a moment or two, the improving track meant others were able to go faster, and the McLaren missed out of the top 10 shootout along with Tsunoda, Bottas and the two Haas drivers. The top 10 shootout kicked off with the Ferrari duo going quick out of the blocks, Leclerc leading Sainz as the Scuderia showed their force. Perez was just off the second-placed Ferrari, but still 2/10 off the leader, with Verstappen just off his teammate. On the final runs, Perez out in his Red Bull went into the barriers just before the iconic tunnel of the Monaco circuit and was followed by Carlos Sainz, who collided with the Mexican stationary car, ending the session for everybody else stuck in the train behind. So the early end to the session, like last year's qualifying, does mean that once again Charles Leclerc is the pole sitter for his home Grand Prix, with Carlos Sainz completing the Ferrari lockout. The two Red Bulls making up the second row of the grid, with Perez leading Verstappen, and Lando Norris and George Russell are 5th and 6th, with Fernando Alonso a tidy 7th. Lewis Hamilton finishes 8th, with Vettel and Ocon completing the top 10 for Sunday's race.
Speaking after his sensational run, our pole sitter said,
"It's been a very smooth weekend until now. I knew the pace was in the car and I just had to do the job, and it went perfectly," said Leclerc after qualifying. "It was really on the limit," explained the Monegasque driver. "I had quite a bit of oversteer. I struggled to put the tyres in the right window in the last sector because there was a bit of traffic, but at the end the rear was a bit loose. But still the lap time came and I was improving quite a bit."
So who will sink and who will swim on Sunday? Let us know, as always, in the comments section below. And follow everything on gpfans.com throughout the weekend with our build-up, of course, to the race on Sunday and the race itself. It could be a wet one, another potential spanner in the works for everybody in the Principality.